Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Martyna and I am so excited to welcome you to an amazing project, to something that I am really excited about. So as you can tell from the title of this video, this is an international collaboration which is called 5 Artists, 1 Folio, and it was organized by the amazing Barbara from 49 Dragonflies, whom I'm sure most of you guys know. If not, please do check the description box for the link to her channel. She is an amazing crafter. She has really inspired me over the years, and she's actually been one of the very first people that I followed on YouTube even before I started making my own junk journals, and so she inspired me so much from the very start. So she reached out to me and to three other artists, there is 5 of us in total, and asked us if we would like to collaborate with her. And so the idea is that we are going to be making a folio which is going to be filled with ephemera from each one of us. So Barbara is going to make the folio, and the rest of us is going to send her things that we create with the papers that I will share with you in just a second, and then she will kind of put it all together. So the other artists, amazing artists that she asked to collaborate with her are Andrea from Artimace, Luise and Joie. All of their channels are linked below, and I am just so honored to be, collaborating with such incredible artists. I'm just so happy. So basically, Barbara asked us to use her new kit. This is... So if you didn't know, Barbara has a digital shop where she sells her digitals. This one is called On My Desk, and she made it in collaboration with her artist friend Ray, whose Instagram handle will also be linked in the description box. And they have created the most fun and unique kit that I have ever seen, as you guys will see, as you can already see. So Ray, from what I believe, she created all of these hand-drawn, hand-painted images, and then Barbara used them and also some other images to combine them digitally and create this kit. So this is called On My Desk. Do check it out, guys, and I will show you what we are working with. So look at those super fun pages and those elements. I love them so much. So we are going to be making 6, if I remember correctly, 6 ephemera pieces from these this is so cute, from these papers. And yeah, and you guys know me, I am not the fastest crafter. I love these. I think maybe this is this. No, look at those washi tapes. This one says 49 Dragonflies, and this one looks totally like my favorite Maggie Holmes washi tape. Love it. So yeah, you know me, I'm not the fastest crafter out there, so to make 6 different ephemera pieces in one video, that's going to be challenging. So I'll probably have to kind of divide this into 2 videos, but that's okay. The second video will, I love this so much, will be uploaded here in... Oh, I have those scissors, or I've seen them online. I love them. Yeah, the second video will be uploaded in probably just a few days. So here are some background pages as well. I love them. Now these I'm pretty sure are all of Ray's creations. Look at those are fussy cut elements, and I just love them. Those are elements that most of us crafters will recognize. A lot of them I'm sure we have on our desks. Love them. And these are some of her, I believe, some of her scanned little clusters, and then there are some tags and some circle embellishments and some pockets and cards, more tags. I love them so much, so vibrant and beautiful and interesting. So you get a great variety of ephemera and papers in this kit. This is the name of the kit on my desk. Some vintage looking ephemera. I love it. So did I tell you guys everything that I wanted before we start? So links to the other amazing ladies who take part in these collaborations are in the description box, as is the Instagram profile of Ray, who created those amazing images. And yeah, I hope you guys have fun. Do check out the other ladies' videos. I cannot wait. I'm of course filming this a little bit in advance, so I cannot wait to see what they come up with. So, because there are going to be 5 artists, I thought, well, I would like to do something that just, you know, is kind of like representative of my style. So, I have a few elements that I would like definitely to use. So, first of all, I have my gold wax to gilding my edges. I have a little bit of my gold leaves. I also have my gold mist for splatters. So those are things that I think I'm going to add throughout all of these elements to kind of make them cohesive. I have paper scraps because I love working with scraps. What else do I have? I'm probably going to figure out some things as we go, but yeah, so let's start. Now I'm not sure where to start. These are so awesome, but I think I'm going to start with something simple, something that's kind of within my comfort zone. So I'm going to take one of these background pages, and this one I love so much. It already has some gold splashes, which I love, and because it's plain, you know, there's no images on here, it kind of sometimes makes it easier to make an ephemera piece out of this. So I thought, how about, or maybe I will take both, actually, both backgrounds. Let me find the second one. And I thought I would make a couple of tags, maybe one from this and one from this, and add my own focal points, my own decorations. And yeah, this is just going to be like a starting point. So Barbara told us that the size of the ephemera could be up to A5, which is a nice size, to be honest, to work with. So I am going to, I think, maybe cut those two the same size. So let me cut them at 4 inches, sorry, 4 inches wide. So these are going to be larger tags, and a little bit shorter than they are, maybe like this, so about 18 centimeters, which would give us 18 centimeters. Is 18 centimeters going to fit within A5? Yes, it is. A5 is 21 centimeters tall, if I remember correctly, so it's about 7 inches tall. We have 2 of these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some scissors and make those into tags. I'm probably going to bag them on something, maybe on some tea-stained cardstock later, but for now I just want to make them into tags. So I'm cutting the corners, and I'm using one of those triangles as a template to cut the other corner, and I want them roughly the same, so I am keeping both of these tags together for now. And here are our bases for the tags, and I love those background pages so much. Alright, so now I think the easiest way for me to start would be to choose some focal points, and I am just looking here around my desk trying to see if my fussy cut flowers are here somewhere. So I was thinking of choosing a flower or a bird for each one of these tags, and I actually feel like a flower would be kind of more representative of my style, and then to add some of the elements from those kids in the background. So let me make sure I'm in frame here, and let's see if we can find some flowers. This is much too big. I definitely don't want to cover this whole background because it's just too pretty. How about we have a couple of blue, maybe even on this one. I think I like them more on this one. Do I have any sort of larger ones, or did I already use them up completely? Fussy cutting flowers for me is like a never-ending story. I always run out of them very, very quickly. This one, no, not really. So I was thinking of making a tag. You know what, you guys, I think I'm going to make them smaller. I think they are a bit too big for me. Yeah, they are. And where's my paper cut now? Here it is. Yes, I think making them a bit smaller will just make it easier for me, and smaller and like shorter and less wide. This is definitely going to, oh, these are pretty scraps, definitely not throwing away these. And I'm going to do the same thing, so cut here, take one of those, use it as a template. Okay. Yep, I definitely prefer this size. This is much easier to work with, because now we can have our flowers and they kind of take up more space, but more importantly, they just look better. They look better on here. Okay, so still looking for a flower that's going to go well with this tag. This one. How about I just add those two somewhere here? Okay, I think I'm going to go with this. And I also would really like to use some of those fussy cut elements, and especially I'm thinking these and these perhaps for this tag at least, because what I'm going to want to do is add some scraps of paper, some layering behind my focal points, and these I think will just work really well for this. So I'm going to cut them out and be back to you in just a sec. Here they are. Look how cute. I love them. Perfect for layering, for adding to your background. So let me take these, let me take some of my my scraps, and let's see what we can do here. Okay, so at first I think I'm going to go through here and figure out which scraps I would like to use. So I like this maybe because it's interesting with the tea or coffee staining, maybe some vellum, it's always nice. What else? We have some of this recycled paper, and it is nice because of its neutral color. Some book pages. I have a lot of smaller scraps in this box. If you guys would like to see how I organize my scraps, I have a video which is called Organize with Me, and in it I go through my kind of, oh, I like this vintage envelope. I go through my method, if you will, of organizing music paper, of organizing all the different scraps, all the different kind of colors and sizes of scraps. So if this is something that interests you, you can find it if you look for an Organize with Me video from me. Writing. So I think I'm just going to start with tearing, and as always I'm using my metal tearing ruler from Joie Crafts that I got from Amazon. So because I want these tags to be sort of a set, even though they are obviously different colors, I am going to do what I usually do when I want to make a set of ephemera and make my pieces kind of go with each other, you know, cohesively. And that is just using the same elements across both of these. So as you can see, I have two music scraps, I have two of these text ones. This is some nice what is this? This is like a textured vellum or embossed vellum from just a box of chocolates. And you can have two pieces as well. We don't, of course, have to do it this way, but like I said, whenever I want my whatever I make, my ephemera, let's say, to go together, it always helps to use the same elements, at least some of the same elements, throughout both of them. And I'm just tearing things. I always like to, when I go to my collaging, I always like to have some choices of papers that I may use. So I am really just tearing papers here and adding them to the pile of things that I may or may not use for the backgrounds of these. Okay, I think we have enough to work with. So let's see. Let me start organizing those. And so far I am just, you know, going kind of randomly here with the pieces that I have, trying to create some sort of interest behind my focal points and just behind them, you know. I don't want to cover my whole tag with all of those layers, but I like this, and maybe let's do something slightly different here. with the pieces. Yeah, I think I like it this way. So just a very simple way to add interest to your pieces. Now I think I'm going to start gluing them down from the top. Or no, no, it's not really that complicated. So even if I move some of the pieces, that's totally fine. So I'm going to just go ahead, go over the edges with my Distress Oxide in the color Vintage Photo, and just use my glue stick to attach those pieces roughly where I want them. Now I'm thinking this one. So this is also a great way to use some of your little paper scraps, because as you could see, some of them I just tore in half so I can have them for both of these, and I'm using all of them. Now I'm thinking this one. This is from an old, what's it called? Piano roll paper, I think. So I'm so curious as to what the other ladies are going to come up with, and I'm especially excited about seeing this folio come together with all the different styles that we have. And again, because we are all asked to use this one kit from Barbara, I think this is what's going to make this whole project go cohesively together, even though each one of us who are involved in this collaboration has their own style. Okay, for the vellum, I usually use double-sided tape as my adhesive. It works. You can barely see it, and with glue stick, it doesn't always keep the vellum in place where I would like it. Okay, so here is my tag number 1, and then let's take this one. Okay. And then this. So I hope it's okay to have 2 videos. I know that Barbara probably planned for all of us having one main video, but I'm sure she's going to be fine with me kind of splitting my process into 2. I'm not sure I'm going to have to do it yet, but yeah, I'm pretty certain that I'm just not going to be able to make 6 pieces in one video, and that's okay. Oh, very loud helicopter just outside my window. Sorry about that. Okay, so I am not sure yet which day of the week this is going to go up. I'm thinking Wednesday. So do tell me how your week is going, and Do you have any plans for this upcoming weekend? Now it's funny because I'm filming this in September. This is going up in October, so I have no idea what my plans are going to be. But I can tell you what my plans are this weekend. So this weekend, I'm filming this on a Friday. So this weekend on Saturday we are going to my mom's. She invited us for dinner. This is super exciting. My boyfriend and I and our doggo are going there. She lives about an hour and a half drive, up to 2 hours from where we live. Okay, you guys, so now because this is sort of, well, my project, and you know I love using labels, and these aren't my labels, these aren't my designs, these are of course Tracy labels, Tracy Fox, but I just feel like they are kind of representative of my style. I love them so much, I use them a lot, and I want to use them on this project as well. So how about I just use some of them as just elements of the background. So I will have Tracy's labels linked in the description as well for you if you would like to check them out. I highly recommend, because of course they are just awesome. So yes, we are going to my mom's for dinner, and I'm very excited. I haven't seen my mom in a while. Also, my sister was also of course invited, but unfortunately she got sick, and so I think I'm kind of going to go with diagonal lines. So we have a diagonal here, and then I'm going to have one sort of here. So yeah, so she was supposed to come. Let me take my smaller labels. But unfortunately she got sick. She works in a school and in a preschool as like a speech therapist. So she often kind of catches colds from children or other teachers. So I just hope, you know, it's just a cold, nothing more. She's of course vaccinated, so yeah, I hope she will be okay. Although of course it is a bummer because I haven't seen her either for a while. We all live in different cities. So it's not that often that all of the three of us, my mom, my sister and I, come together. Also, my sister is a self-taught watercolor artist, and I was supposed to, this weekend, I was supposed to show her how she can film her process, because she has an Instagram account. And I was supposed to show her how she can film her process and edit videos, and maybe she could start posting something to, well, either Instagram or eventually definitely YouTube. And yeah, we're just going to have to do it another time. So as you can see, I am just gluing my labels, and I think that's it for the background. So I think I'm going to just go ahead. Please don't mind the strange way I'm holding my glue. I don't know why, but it doesn't flow very well, so I have to push it rather hard. And I am just using wet glue, because first of all, these fussy cut flowers, they come from a book, so, and the book isn't, well, the pages aren't very thin, so my glue is not going to seep through. And also I have all the different paper layers underneath here, so I think I just want to be safe, you know, with my adhesive. And and use wet glue, which for me is much more reliable than glue stick. Okay, I'm going to do the same for this, and we will see what else. I am definitely tempted to use some of the stamped scraps that we made together. We have stamped some words on our paper scraps some time ago, and how do I want it? Do I want it like this, or would I prefer maybe this flower kind of up there? Yeah, perhaps like that. So we stamped some random numbers, random words, and random images on scraps, and it makes them so much easier to use because you can just add a scrap like this on top of your project to have just like a nice word or a nice image added to your focal point. Okay, now let me go around the edges here, make sure nothing sticks out. Oops, I cut a little bit too much. That's okay. I'm definitely going to be backing those tags on some cardstock. I printed them on matte photo paper, but quite thin, so there's no substance to them. Oh no, you guys, and I of course forgot to add those. Now can I still add them somewhere? Oh my goodness, I am so distracted. So let me look for some words. We have grateful. I am definitely grateful to be part of this collaboration we have created. So how about I use those words along with those little clusters somehow to make them work. And I am of course covering some of what I already have, but that's fine. It's fine with me. Now I am trying to figure out a way to still incorporate them here, because of course I forgot. Oh, I think I like this. This definitely works, and I think this works too. So I am going to go around them with my ink just to make them stand out a little bit more. Okay. So yes, that's going to be my Saturday, and on Sunday I don't know yet. I may just rest, or I may do some maybe filming or some digital work. I definitely want to work on the vintage rose add-ons. So this is my new kit in my shop, Teal and Tattered, on my Etsy, and I want to add some add-ons to it, because so far I've only made papers. Okay, I definitely love them. Now this needs a little bit more glue here. Okay, now is this... So the next thing that's going to kind of make it more mine is I am first going to go around with vintage photo, and I'm kind of going to be generous with it, and you will see in a moment why. Because then I'm going to go back and go around with my gold paste. So I want at least a little bit of this ink edge to be visible and not you know, just covered with the gold. Although that too would be totally okay. So as usual with my gilded edges, I am just using my finger to go around the edges, make it a little bit distressed, a little bit uneven, especially in the corners. Yep, look how much character and yeah, just how much it added. I love it. I love it. Okay. Awesome. Then, of course, some gold splatters. And the way I am using my splatters is, let me take a piece of paper here. I just have the gold mist, and I don't use it as a mist. I use the nozzle to just add some random gold splats all over the project. This is the way I've always been doing it, and the way I love it. Okay, let me now look for some cardstock to mount them on. Okay guys, so I completed these tags kind of off camera, but really the only thing I did was I glued them to tea stained cardstock, and I added some gold around the edges there. I also added metal eyelets, and I just added some trims. So I have my favorite gold organza ribbon and some eyelash trim that I really like. I kind of tried to make bows, and I also have, hope you can see, this little bob pins with some beads on both of them, kind of hidden somewhere between all those trims. And I did this off camera just for the sake of time, because I still want to do some fun things with you in this video. So yeah, you can basically watch any other of my videos. I make tags quite often, and those are really just the techniques that I usually use. So I call these tags complete. I really like how they turned out. And so now I was thinking, what else is kind of a thing that I do often that would, you know, be like my style. And I thought collage masterboards and collage masterboard ephemera. So I really love making collage masterboards, which are just like a bigger piece of collage, which you then cut up into smaller pieces and make ephemera from it. So like journaling cards, pockets. And I was thinking I would like to make maybe like a couple of journaling cards and a pocket out of a collage masterboard. Or maybe even we can do more, but I definitely want to use some of these elements here. So if you know how I make my collage masterboards, I like to start with bigger pieces to cover my background, and I'm going to be using this tea-stained cardstock as background. So I start with bigger pieces, and then I gradually go to like smaller pieces here and there that just adds details. So I've chosen, I think, 3 pages from Barbara's kit that I want to use here, because I really like those elements with the like paper. So I have this one. This is gorgeous, definitely going to my masterboard. And then this one, and I'm going to pair them with some scraps. Then I have 3 pieces of those bigger vintage ephemera cards that she has in the kit, and I've also fussy cut some of those smaller cute elements. So I have some inks and some washi tapes and so some of those like rhinestones, so these are going to go on top. So as per usual with my masterboards or with my collaging in general, I am going to start with tearing some pieces out, because when I collage I just like to have a choice of papers that I can add to my collage beforehand, before I start. So I'm just going to tear a few of these pieces that I believe would look nice on the collage masterboard, and I am not I'm trying not to have too many of these like focal points on these papers, because I have all of these. So I'm going to be adding the sort of the focal points later, so we will see how it goes. So we could have these. And I think I actually love this part here very much. Well, I love all of all of them, to be honest. So maybe like this, and then of course we don't have to use all of them on the board, and also we can make more, or we can kind of make smaller pieces out of those. So I am tearing them like that, but perhaps we will maybe tear some of them in half. Like I think this one I want to maybe tear maybe like this, so I can have this piece. I love these cute little roses, so fun. Okay, I really think this kit is perfect for any paper lover. Alrighty, so I decided to go with a piece of tea stained cardstock as my background, because I'm going to be cutting ephemera out of this, and I want them to have this nice tea stained background. So let's start arranging those bigger pieces here and there, and I definitely want them to be sort of like I want the rest of the space to be taken up by paper scraps. So I'm thinking, how about we do something like this, and maybe just go through my scraps box here. I try to keep it all in frame for you guys, and then I just want to cover as much of the white space as I can. Oh, I could use some of this embossed vellum on top somewhere. Perhaps this could go here. So far I am just arranging, like seeing, you know, what looks well here, and let me, oh, here is my piece of music paper. I think it's going to be great here. I'm going to make it into a more like a regular shape, so a triangle. I like it. Okay, and then we would have something here. So can we have maybe another text piece? Do you want? Yeah, I think the book page would look nice. How about this? This has some like greenish elements to it, and like yellow. I think I like it. And then we would want something here, but we also have one of those ephemera pieces from Barbara's kit, those bigger ones. It's actually, I think, would go here very nicely. Okay, so far we have this, we have a mishmash of things, but I still think that they kind of all go well together, you know. So I'm going to start gluing things down, and I will start with like the bottom layer. So this goes first, because with the bottom layer I don't have to ink anything. They just need to like be hidden here in the background. Oh, you can't see. I want to line it up well. Righty. So this will go like this. This one I won't be using. Okay, so I'm also going to be taking my vintage photo and going over some of the edges that I believe are going to be visible, although to be honest, probably the majority of them I am going to cover up one way or another. So I really like this way of collaging. I mentioned it in my collage masterboard tutorial, because when you start with those bigger pieces, you kind of cover up your page very quickly. So if you are like me and you sometimes get intimidated by a large, you know, blank page, this is really a great way. I actually think, let me see, I think maybe I want this one on, yeah, I think I want it like that, and then this is going to go here, and then this one I want here. So it's like a puzzle. So yes, you, with starting with big pieces, you cover up a large chunk of this intimidating blank space very quickly, and then you go back with the details, and I believe it's the details that make it you know, that make it unique, and that just make it shine and make it different from anything else. Because if we all used the same kit or the same particular papers, we would end up probably with similar results, you know, and every one of us would choose different pieces and place them differently, but the overall vibe, I believe, would be the same. But then when we start adding details, I believe that's when we are actually going to start seeing differences. You know, everyone is going to choose pieces that just speak to them and just look well. Also, I also mentioned it probably a lot, but I do love making collage masterboards and making ephemera out of it. It's just such a fun process, just sticking paper down and yeah, kind of working out how all those different pieces are together on a page, and then cutting it up. And this way, you know, it is also a very fast way to make a lot of ephemera, especially if you make larger collage masterboards. This one is not very large because I don't need it to be that large. So I believe this one is, what pieces I have left? These. Yes, I believe this one is a full-size sheet of paper. So just a regular, you know, copy paper size, but it still is going to allow me to make a lot of ephemera. And I do want to make at least one pocket. And as per Barbara's instructions, a pocket, so if we make a pocket to go into the folio, it needs to like have something with it to go into in the pocket when she puts it all in the folio. So I think I'm either going to use one of her tags from her kit, and maybe add some details to make it more like mine, which is what I really like doing with digital kits. Just adding some details to those beautiful prints from other artists to kind of add a little bit of my own style and my own aesthetic to them, to, you know, make them my own. Okay, so this can go here, and I don't want to cover these bits because I think they work well here. And then a little bit of inking. Okay, so we have 2 tags, and I am to make 6 ephemera pieces, and I think I can get at least 2 journaling cards out of this, so that would be 4, and 1 pocket with something to go inside, that would be 5. And then, well, I don't think we need to have a separate video for this one last thing that I am going to be adding. So we will see if I just maybe create it off camera and then show you guys, or maybe it will be a surprise and you will see it on Barbara's channel when you see how she puts it all together. Okay, let's put it here for now. Yeah, I think it's super cute. I really like it. Now I have to think about the placement of the other elements. So I'm thinking, how about something, maybe something like that. So definitely inking those up. Yeah, for these I'm not going to tear the edges because they are complete ephemera pieces, and I think that having those elements with straight edges is just going to make the whole thing, it's just going to make them pop out of the background. Okay, so let's have these 2. Should really change my glue. Is anyone else like this, that you have like just a little bit of glue left in your bottle? It makes it very hard to use it, but you still will not take another bottle and throw this one away. I'm like that. Here. Okay, I really like it. What else could we have? Now I'm thinking maybe some more scraps, just smaller ones, and I like this. This is one of my favorite like book pages. This is from a from a very old Webster's, I believe it's Webster's dictionary, that I got a long time ago on Etsy. And it's in terrible condition, which is why I got it. I wanted it this way, so I can, you know, be kind of what's the word? So I can feel better about using it. Okay, I have this piece. So we're going with the rule of 3. So I'm going to have 3 of those on this page. I'm thinking maybe like that. I like it. And you know, for now this collage masterboard is like a complete piece, but remember that when you cut it out, you're going to have just a part of it, so it doesn't really need to be like a complete work of art in itself, not at all, because you are still going to at one time, you know, you're going to see just one piece of it. You're not going to see it in its entirety. Sorry, I'm gluing kind of off camera, but I really don't have much space here. I think this is where I want it and where I like it most. Okay, what else can I find? Perhaps some small music paper scraps. Most probably yes. Most probably yes. Okay, I want the same sort of paper. And yes, let's make them into rectangles. This is another tip. If you struggle with collaging, try using just rectangular-ish types of shapes on your collage. It really makes it easy. When you have all the rectangles, it's easy to place them, and it also makes it, you know, pleasant for the eye. So I think that, well, I still do it, but I think if you're a beginner especially, that's a great advice. I used to do like irregular shapes, and to be honest, I struggled, and the moment I kind of started using more of those regular shapes, I kind of started to enjoying collaging much more, and enjoying my results that I get. So maybe here, no, I wanted this one like that, so maybe here, and this little guy will go here. Okay, what else? I'm thinking we would need something smaller here and here, and we are still doing the scraps, not yet the what do we call them? Oh, this is nice. I have, this is of course printed, and this is from an actual envelope, but I could use a piece of this and tie it in. How about that? So perhaps here, and where else? Down here maybe. Yep, definitely. Another thing that, well, I've spoke about all of this in my collage masterboard tutorial, so if you want like an extensive tutorial, I do recommend this video. But another super fun thing to add is postage stamps, because they are small, so this, you know, you cover the smaller layer of things with postage stamps or labels. I might still add some Tracy Fox labels. Okay, what else? I'm thinking like this section needs at least something. Can I find 2 more of Edith Holden text? I have this, and I think I can actually make it into 2. So definitely need some ripped edges, and I think I'm going to use the September as one piece. And then go with this text. So where would I want it? Maybe it's too long. Oh, here. Yeah, so we have 1, 2, and 3. Still forming the triangle. And I think, well, let me glue these down, but I think we can actually be done with these. Maybe like this. So I always like to keep my shapes kind of irregular in relation to one another. So I don't want them to be aligned. So that's why I moved this one to the left a little bit. So it kind of sticks out. And then we have, no, do I want it here? No, I think here is okay. Alrighty. Now I think for the base it's really good. I'm going to turn it this way and just clean those edges. You can leave them like that with the paper scraps kind of sticking out, but it makes them much more easy to, like, you know, tear, and then they don't look particularly aesthetically pleasing. I feel like when things are torn because I tear them intentionally, then yeah, I'm okay with that. But if they got just bent and torn because they were sticking out, yeah, I don't think I would like that. So I really like this collage masterboard, I really do. So let's see about those smaller elements. Now this is going to be super busy. One more thing which could kind of make it maybe less busy. Do I want to add some vellum? Do I have any more vellum, but maybe not the embossed one, because it adds kind of to the busyness. But yeah, so vellum, tracing paper, it will tone down the patterns a little bit, but it will definitely also add interest. So I love using it also on my collage masterboards, and I am just going to go with 3 pieces again. So I just took this one bigger and made 3 smaller ones with that. I am going to ink them around so that we still see them a little bit. And I'm going to again use double-sided tape to adhere them. Because on this very busy background, you're definitely not going to see much of it. Okay, let's see. Let's decide where I want them and how I want them. How about this? Yes, I think so. Okay, my double-sided tape is just here. Here it is. Now, if you guys know of any other adhesive that would work with vellum, let me know, or tracing paper. I tried wet glue, but then vellum just curls, and I find that the glue sticks that I use don't hold it very well. And you could, of course, stitch them to your page if you would like that. I think it would look just great. Definitely would add another interest and another texture, but it's also, of course, time consuming, so there is that to consider. Love it. I love it. Okay, now for the little ones. So let me put them here, and I love those elements so much, so much. So of course when I cut this, and this is the way I decided to do it, I'm going to probably end up with just parts of those images, but you know, that's kind of how I want it. I'm okay with that. I am a-okay with having just parts of those. And now we have our gemstones, and we have four of them, so let's add them. You know, to form a triangle I would probably just use 3, but right now I know that I am not going to, oh I love these two together. I know that I am not going to see them all together when I cut this into smaller pieces, into journaling cards. So I'm okay with having 4 in this scenario. And I wonder if she scanned, because they look real. I wonder if she maybe scanned some of her. She definitely scanned these flowers that I believe she made from paper, and there is some button and some stitching, and there is some, this is maybe her mixed media paper, maybe from, she does a lot of awesome mixed media. I'm always inspired to try it. I definitely want to try playing with mixed media a little bit more. And she does also, what's it called, jelly plate papers, which I was honestly considering, because my birthday my birthday is, well, by the time you watch this is past my birthday. My birthday is 13th of October, and so I was really considering maybe asking for a jelly plate for my birthday, but I think I'm just going to go with some books, because like I'm so into reading right now. Like I've always been reading, but staying on quarantine for over a month in April and finding about BookTube, like I don't know how I haven't heard, or I didn't know about BookTube before, but I found it in April, and like it just I'm reading so much, you guys, right now, and I am loving it absolutely. So I think, and books are expensive, and also because I'm in Poland and I read in English, I can't go to like a second-hand bookstore to purchase books, because there are none in English usually. It just doesn't happen, especially with the books that I read. You may be able to find some classics, like, I don't know, Dickens, maybe some Oscar Wilde, but not the books that I like to read for pleasure. Not that classics cannot be pleasurable, it's just I don't usually enjoy them that much. Okay, you guys, what do you think? I think it's super cool. I love those elements, all of them. Barbara, you did such an amazing job, and Ray, because I believe these are painted by Ray, you girls did such an amazing job with this kit. I loved it so much. Okay guys, so now is the fun part, or the scary part, both usually for me, which is the cutting of our masterboard to make it into ephemera. So, oops, this one wasn't glued down yet. I usually would add maybe some more texture to this masterboard with like adding some fabrics or lace, but I think I'm going to leave it for now and add it maybe a little bit later. Okay, just making sure everything is stuck. We can of course go back with some glue if we need to. Let me take my paper cutter. Let me flip this around and let's start. So I'm thinking maybe I will have, I would like to have maybe one 4x6 card, which would be vertical. So I'm going to cut it at 4, and then without looking, we will look at the end. I'm going to cut it at 6, so this will be my 4x6 cut, and this would be awesome for like for, what am I trying to say? It would be awesome for maybe a little tag spot. So let's go and cut this one into a 4x6 card horizontally. So there is this one, and then, oh, I have to look because I don't remember. Okay, so this is this way, and I would like to have a pocket. So maybe I'm going to cut it at 5 inches. Let's go, and this would be like a top loading pocket or a tuck spot. Okay, let's see what we have. Oh, this is so cool, and it can really go both ways. I think I like it this way, and we could do a little indent so you know it would be obvious that this is a pocket. I love it. It's so interesting. Okay, then we have, oh, so fun. We have our 4x6 journaling card, and then we have, oh, I love it that we got all 3 of those. So fun, and they form like a nice diagonal line. I really like it. Okay. So first the pocket. What I would do is I would take a hole punch and punch a little sliver of a circle kind of in the middle to make it clear that this is a pocket. And also I'm going to take a corner rounder, and yeah, and I'm going to round all of the corners on the pocket. I am going to go around it with my sewing machine off camera, but I'm going to kind of do it at the end. So another journaling card, so I want to round the corners on them as well. No, I don't think I do. So I will definitely, okay, and of course, I forgot, we of course have also these little pieces, which I love so much. Oh, I just love making collage masterboards, but I think these 3 are what I'm going to submit as my entry in this collaboration. So we will add something to make them more interesting in just a second, although they are really nice the way they are. So yeah, I think this video might be like over an hour long, like closer to an hour and a half. I hope it won't be longer than that, but I also hope you guys will enjoy this longer chatty craft with me session. Okay, now definitely you know what's coming. I have to go over the edges, and for the pocket I'm actually thinking maybe I will just do this. And then the cards, I am going to go around the whole thing. So once again, using a gilding paste or a gilding wax. And before I actually was using gilding paste or wax, I used to use Inca Gold. So Inca Gold is like a texture paste, a gold texture paste. And it worked super well. So I used to gild my edges, especially on my covers, using Inca Gold, because this is what I had and it worked really well. So I'm already kind of thinking what we could do to add a little bit of interest to those. These are super cool, super cool. And I like that there is like a little bit of journaling space. Of course you have the whole back, but yeah. So I'm thinking for this one I would just like to add maybe a bit of a bit of here, something dangly. So I'm going to punch a hole, add an eyelet, and I'm going to pick one of those flowery ones. Excuse me, because I love them. And maybe I will just add kind of the same combination that I added before. So okay, I have some of this ribbon here, so I can actually show you guys how I did this. So I'm cutting a piece of this, and I'm also going to cut a piece of this eyelash trim, and I can never find the end, which doesn't bother me. I just cut whenever, wherever I am, and just make my end, because I'm still going to use each and every piece of this. And I'm going to attempt to make a bow, which is sometimes difficult, especially with this eyelash trim. Excuse me for being off camera. I will get back to you just in a second with this eyelash trim, because it's so eyelashy and there's a lot of threads everywhere, and sometimes you just don't know which one to pull to get your bow. But oh, I like it. Look at this, you guys. So one last thing is I'm going to use this little bulb pin, which is just a safety pin in the shape of a bulb, and I'm going to pick a couple of little beads, and I'm thinking maybe this golden one, because it matches this gold stain here, and then something light pink. Do I have anything light pink small, and maybe one more, just the smallest one that could be a white. Oh, this is the same size. Yeah, I think I like it. It looks cute, and I'm just threading it somewhere here. I am really not making sure it's in any specific place. I just want it here, kind of hidden, kind of visible, and I love this. So here is a journaling card. Okay, and for this one I am thinking how about we add, oh, look who's here. Can you, Suzinko, today? Can you today? No? Do you want to see the guys? Say hi. Oh, you guys haven't seen her for a while. She doesn't usually hang in my room, but here she is, because my boyfriend just went out to see a friend, and so she doesn't want to be alone. But oh, she's going to want to explore my room. Okay, so I'm actually thinking, how about we add a little bit of lace with this on top, kind of like hanging off the edge. I think it would look really nice. So, but this I am going to do kind of like the last part when I take my sewing machine out. So this would be, or to kind of keep things consistent, how about I stitch those two? Yeah, I think I like this one even better, because this lace is nice, but it kind of doesn't go with anything that we have here. So then we would have this. So I will stitch it later. And then for this one, so let me grab the ephemera piece. I was thinking this tag would look nicely in this pocket. And I don't want to do much to it because it's already so beautiful. So I'm kind of thinking of doing the same thing with an eyelet and with, you know, the ribbons, like I did on the other tags. So I think I might do this. So I'm just going to add it to cardstock, and I'm going to do the same thing as I did here with an eyelet. And then I am going to stitch around the pocket. Do I want to add anything to the pocket itself? Do I want to add anything to the pocket itself? Let me think. We could add maybe a label. Or would it be too much? Maybe something where, you know, someone who uses it could actually add, here are my labels, could actually add a little note or like a little description of what's inside here. Also, I don't want to cover too much. This one I think might look a bit better. But do we need it? Do we need it? Let's check what else I have. I have this, but I don't like the shape, the oval shape for here. I have this one. This one is actually nice. I could add gold to it as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this. So first, inking around the edges. This is a sticker, so I'm going to stick it here, but I'm thinking, well, I know I don't trust the adhesive on stickers too much, so I am definitely going to add some of my own glue. Yes, some distressed looking gold. Let me show you how it will look. So let's take a bit of this. This adhesive actually doesn't seem too bad, but well, it won't hurt if we add a bit of glue stick. I'm thinking I want it here. Okay, I really like it. And then this will go here. Okay guys, so let me pause the camera and like I said, I will do all the stitching. I will finish this tag very quickly, and I will be back with you to show you all the ephemera pieces that we've made together. Okay guys, I am all done. We have a nice stack of ephemera here, so let me show you what we have. So we started with making these two large tags, and I really like how they turned out with Barbara's beautiful papers as backgrounds and some scraps, clusters here, and flowers as focal points, and we've added these gold this is organza ribbon and some of this cream colored eyelash trim with those little beads on a bob pin, and they are backed on tea stained cardstock, and there is of course gold around it. Then we have the pocket. So the pocket looks like that, and here is a tag that will go in the pocket, so it will look like that. And I think they look really nice together, especially that we have those nibs here, or pens here, and there's also another pen, so like a third pen coming out of here, which I think is super cool. And I've stitched around here, stitched around the label and also around the tag, and again backed it on tea stained cardstock and gold, gilded the edges. So this is how this looks like. We have this 4x6 journaling card, which is vertical orientation. I love these three elements here, and there's again eyelash trim and some of my favorite gold leaf trim. Then there is this one, and I love the colors of this one, so I stitched around. We've added this little cluster of thingies together, and again backed it. And then the last thing, I actually decided to use those. So this is like a sample of little journaling cards that could be used really for anything. These would be awesome for tag spots, little pockets, little journaling cards. They are all backed on tea stained cardstock, so they are stiff enough to be tag spots, but they have nice background for writing, and I just think it's so cool how this looks like. So yeah, I added eyelets to each one of those, and you can, like, you have those paint chips where you can just go through them and pick the one you like, and I think this would look nice just tucked into a pocket. So thank you so much, you guys, for crafting with me today, for making these fun items with me together as a part of Barbara's collaboration. So do check the description box for links to the other ladies' channels, and as soon as they post their videos and I have the links, I will link their specific videos below. And yeah, there is also a link to Barbara's channel, of course, where you will see kind of how it all comes together, and to Ray's Instagram, to Barbara's friend Ray, who created those stunning images in this gorgeous kit. So thank you again, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's on a longer side, but I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you very soon. Bye, guys.